All right, this is Craig LeBlanc with the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Sorry, running a few minutes behind schedule, but I think we're getting better at hitting that 11 at 12 noon time. This is episode number 67. I am packing and on my way to TRAPS, which is the Texas Recreation and Parks Society annual convention over in the Dallas metro area. We've got a lot of guests coming on the show when we get there. A lot of our people are in Texas, just because right now I'm in Louisiana, and a lot of people I know right there in Texas. Plus, I just have a history there. Also, have a daughter that lives there, so get to go see her. But we are excited to bring the show again on the road. We'll probably do about 10 or 15 additional interviews in addition to our 4 to 5 that we do a week. For those of you that are new to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, we are a group of digital artists that are telling the story of Parks and Recreation. Parks and Recreation has a crazy good story, and one of the issues that Parks and Rec has as an industry is new people coming in as high schoolers. Um, Typically don't know that this is a career path that they could choose, a quite fulfilling career path that has all types of opportunities of all sorts. Parks and Rec uses just about everything: accountants, bookkeepers, programmers, coaches, field managers, superintendents, assistant directors, marketing specialists, you name it. Even if you're cutting the grass, from high schoolers all the way up to retires, they can take you from start to finish. And as a matter of fact, many people come into Parks and Rec because it is their first job ever. Did you know that Parks and Recreation is typically the number one employer of high schoolers in most cities? Because they need a ton of high schoolers. They'll go from typically, let's say, a Park and Rec department might have 50 full-time employees, 40-hour a week on payroll kind of stuff. Did you know that most that size will swell up to 150 to 200 part-time employees? Many of these, more than half of them, are typically high schoolers. And what are they doing? They're lifeguarding for the summer. They're doing camp counselors for summer camps. They're doing concession stand workers, and they're cutting the grass for the summer. This is how I got into Parks and Rec. I was a grass cutter in high school. It was my first job I ever had. And so um, it's a shame that we haven't done a better job as an industry, sitting in front of this never-ending wave of summer after summer, year after year of high schoolers that are in their junior year of high school. That perhaps we could say, "Hey, I'm the Parks and Rec director. Just wanted to give a pitch to the industry here. Thank you all for working with us this summer. You may want to consider Parks and Recreation as a career path. Here are some of the things you can do. I'm the director. This is what I do. It's my day to day. I was an assistant director before that. I managed the swimming pool before that. Here's our superintendent. You'll be working with him if you're in the grass cutting crew. This is over athletics. You'll be working with him if you're in the concession stands. And then you have a few adults that they can say, wow, I could probably see myself doing this for a living. And then guess what they do? They pursue. Oh, and then you could even say, here's a few colleges that have really good, reputable Parks and Rec programs, that you may consider attending that university, going to that college that gives you that Parks and Rec degree. And you can come back and do an internship right here in your hometown. And you can also do an internship in many cities across the country or even in your region. And we have an annual convention in said state, such as TRAPS this week. You're welcome to come as a student to attend TRAPS and learn more about Parks and Rec. You get to see the vendors that we work with on a regular basis. You get to see other high school and college kids that are currently enrolled in Parks and Rec degrees. And you can really give them just a really good experience around Parks and Recreation. I think it's a really big missed opportunity. And I think it's something that the industry used to do a lot better. So we're going to help with the Daily Parks and Rec, so try to get that word out. What we've done to do our part is, again, we are a group of digital artists that are telling the story of Parks and Recreation. We are a media company. And I believe probably the one and only media company that's specifically targeting Parks and Recreation. again, to tell the story, to highlight the careers, and to create great content that is useful to the industry and gives y'all a platform. And this is the way that we can help out. One of the things we did is we created some career path videos that you could you go into our YouTube channel, and under the videos you'll see a playlist, and you'll see one playlist called career. Feel free to use that at any of your high school or new employee orientation where there are high schoolers present, and just press play, and then perhaps you can plant the seed in young high schoolers minds that maybe I do want to consider this as a degree, rather than halfway through their college career, they're like, this really isn't meant for me. And they really just didn't even know that Parks and Recreation was a career path or has a college degree that they could pursue. So let's fill those classrooms back up at the universities with Parks and Recreation degrees. And this is something you can do. So let me see. I will choose, let's go with Catherine's today. She did a really good job on this. So again, you can find this video on our YouTube channel, The Daily Parks and Rec Show, in the playlist called Careers. Press play in front of high schoolers. Hopefully we can plant some seeds and help this industry get back on a much better trajectory to bringing in a lot of new talent from the high school age into college and then into the industry. Here we go.
Imagine a career where you can shape communities, create lasting memories, and leave a generational legacy. Welcome to the world of Parks and Recreation. Parks and Recreation professionals across America are shaping their communities, one park, program, and project at a time. This career is more than just a job. It's an opportunity to leave a lasting legacy, improve lives, and help future generations thrive. If you're looking for a career that's both challenging and fulfilling, Parks and Recreation is it. You'll be creating programs, managing projects, and making a meaningful impact every day. Make an impact. Leave a legacy. Parks and Recreation, a career that makes a difference.
All right. So that's one of our commercials that we have made for the industry. And I think that's, again, doing our part to try to raise awareness around this industry. So, all right. So just to let you know, we have a few people scheduled for this week. I tried to go as light as I could because I know I'm going to be traveling a lot and I know I'm going to be busy at the Parks and Rec. But we have Travis Barbie with Morristown, Tennessee, coming up this Wednesday as an interviewer. He's going to come tell us about what's going on in his program. He's a director over there. We've got John Jimenez, Chippewa Falls, California, and Nick. Nick, your last name, you've got one kind of similar to mine. It's Kalubak. I'm not even going to try it. Nick's going to be on our show on Friday. So we got guests coming on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the 12 o'clock noon show. So please tune in to hear what those guys have to say. A lot of these people that we're bringing on the show just have unbelievable careers in Parks and Rec. And we always ask them, is there something that you're super passionate about, something that you've gravitated to that you've gained a high degree of expertise that you could share with the community? And wow, these guys rarely disappoint. There is typically, and this is common among a lot of directors, especially people that have been in it a while, there is usually something that they're super good at, and it's just what they excel at. We had Gabby on the show. Great show if you hadn't seen it. I forget which episode she was. Let me look that up because she was a good one. I'd like to help point people to. Let's see. Gabby was there. Episode 61. She was really good. Did a great job. Also, right before her, Chris Higgins, but he was good. Matter of fact, I'm looking at all these. They were all phenomenal. We had Devin before that, and Nick most recently. But the reason I wanted to highlight Gabby is because her expertise, and she's really good at a lot of stuff, but her expertise goes all the way back to her childhood when she was in after-school care in Miami. And now that has come all the way full circle to her as an adult leading a community as a Park and Rec director. And lo and behold, she's got a crazy good after-school program for children like herself that have a single mom, and that this is their friend group. This is their life after school. and they are just all about Parks and Rec. They're Park and Rec kids. She grew up as a Park and Rec kid, literally all the way from 6th grade, went to school for it, got into it, and is now doing a great job leading her community and creating great after school programs, in addition to everything else that a Park and Rec director has to do. Um, and so it's great that you can listen to these. You can hear a little about their story. Of course, if you're a high schooler, you can. I always ask them also, tell us who you were back in high school. Did you have straight A's? Did you hate school? Were you more of an English person? Were you an athlete? What sports? And so that way the kids can kind of identify, hey, that sounds a lot like me. And Gabby went into Parks and Rec. Maybe that's something I can do. So a lot of times when it comes to doing anything new in life, you just have to know somebody that's done it. That's step one. See somebody else doing it. Then you have to think, hmm, I think I could do that. So then you have to see yourself doing it. And then lastly, you just kind of have to give yourself permission to do it. Right. Um, okay. So let's see. Let me check something real quick. I just want to make sure that we're up and running on the X account. You can find us live streaming on X. X is allowing us to do live streams. And well, for some reason. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm on the wrong account. Just want to confirm profile. There we go. Yep. Okay. I am live on the Daily Parks and Rec show. If you put at Daily Park in the letter N Rec, you'll be able to find us on every day, well, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 12 noon, uh, live. So, all right. Now, the other thing we have is I wanted to see a lot of people are trying to see how they're going to work with us, how they can support the channel. Of course, you can just listen to our content, suggest people that may be good for the show that you think the industry would benefit from if someone that you know is a Park and Rec director. Um, and you can be retired and maybe just come and say, hey, here's what I've learned in 30 years of being in Park and Rec. Um, and maybe that can provide a lot of value to them. Anyone that's working with a state association, if you're running a state association, please feel free to reach out to us and tell us what's going on in your state, what's going on with your association or society, when's your annual meeting coming up. We're trying to attend as many of these as we can. I'll probably only be able to attend about a dozen of them, maybe 15. I think we've got 4 already under our belt this year. Traps is happening right now, so we'll be heading to that one. But we love to have our directors on here, our executive directors of state associations and societies to come on and really just try to pitch the attendance of your state association, why you should bring your staff, why you should attend yourself, what are the benefits, and really just try to boost those numbers. And there's a lot of cities that still don't really participate in that, and others that could participate at a higher level if they were to just know more and more of the benefits. So we want to do our part by just giving them a platform to speak on. Um, and speaking of which, I had a great meeting with Kristen Stratton. She's the NRPA president at the Mississippi Convention. She's also going to be at Traps, and she had committed to coming on to the show, saying hello, and just encouraging people to speak up for the industry and really get the word out about what they are doing. And all the states, not just the big states like California and Illinois and Texas and Pennsylvania, but even the smaller states that have smaller conventions like Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama does a great job. You know, the middle of the road, and then some of the smaller ones that are still kind of building up. We went to Kentucky earlier or late last year, had a great little convention there. I say little, they had several hundred people show up, so that was fantastic. So Kristen came on just to kind of encourage everyone to, if you can, come on the show, tell us what you're doing. Let's raise awareness around that. All right. So how can you work with us in addition to that? Well, we are totally funded by Parks and Recreation, and we have 3 things that we've decided that we can do as a way to fund getting more and more digital artists. We're up to 3 full-time digital artists. We've got another 3 part-timers, and we got a couple of people that help distribute the content that get it out on all the platforms as we're building out all the Facebook account, LinkedIn accounts. Um, and sorry, my battery. was giving me a warning. Uh, the X account and the YouTube channel, and so it takes quite an effort to build out a full media platform, both the content, distributing it, building social media platforms, building social media communities, creating engagement within those communities, and this is what we're geared up to do. So, if you need help building your online community on social media, like your little Facebook page, and maybe this is how you get the word out, please consider hiring us. We can have one of our social media managers, and we start at $299 a month, and you will have somebody work 10 hours a week. Is where we start. And usually we can get a lot of that work done in 10 hours a week. And what do I mean by getting the word out and building community? So, how do you tell your community what special events you have, what summer programs you're running, any other way that you want to communicate to raise awareness around events that are going on into your city so that they're well attended, and that if even if you are looking for positions, looking for grass cutters, looking for high school students to volunteer, or looking to come work at the concession stands, the your social media page is your outlet for that. And from what we've been told and what we've seen, Parks and Rec industry is just kind of stepping into this. Some are doing much better than others. Others are just starting to consider it. And I would say the first step that I see most people take is first they acknowledge, oh my gosh, we need to be more active with our local community. Um, on our Facebook page. We need to polish up our Facebook page. We need to make posts. We need to engage the audience. And so, who's going to make the post? Well, if you're in athletics, you go on there and make posts. And if you're working with the summer program, you go make some posts. And what you end up having is four or five people that maybe 1 hour a week post something. And so they're collectively putting in maybe 5 hours across all these different departments. So you can imagine at only an hour a week, you don't get a lot of depth of understanding of how social media works, or how when to make the posts, or how to design the posts, how to work the comment section, how to build community, how to invite people, kind of stuff. Well, this is what we specialize in. And for $299 a month, you're able to get 40 hours a month dedicated to so 10 hours a week, roughly about 40 hours a month dedicated to it. So you're right off the bat, even if you're dipping your toe in there and you have 5 employees putting in roughly an hour a week, um, so they're maybe putting in 20 hours. So you can almost double it, and you have a specialist that this is what they do. And they're able to work with those different departments and say, what kind of information would you like to communicate? And let's come up with a strategy. Let's come up with some goals. Let's come up with a framework where you can feed the information you want to our social media manager, and then they do all these posts with the knowledge of how to run a social media platform, create engagement, build community. Um, and then also, here's the kicker. You actually need tons of tools that you have to pay monthly subscriptions for. So you want time distribution, you want things like Canva where you can design things on flyers and such. You want video editing tools so you can capture maybe a 30-second of a fair that you've got, or festival you've got coming up, or a farmer's market. And so, your people can run around taking images and short videos of the farmer's market. You feed it back to our people. Now, we have an add on package for $99 a month. We will create unlimited videos for you to promote anything going on in your city. And so, give us a video to work on. We'll work on the farmer's market. Usually takes about a week or maybe two to push back and to get some good content, edit it, and then give it to you and say, what do you think? And then you make a few adjustments, send it back. And then all of a sudden, boom, you've got a nice 30-second, 60-second promotional video that then you can put regularly in your social media, on your website, and just maybe 3 to 6 months before your big festival, when you're lining out all the vendors and you're ramping up to this event and you're putting all this time and energy in, you're trying to get a lot of people to show up, you're trying to raise awareness around what to expect, times to ticket prices, whatever, invite your family. And so these little digital assets, and they can typically have a super long shelf life. If you've got a great farmer's market 60-second video, then you can use that many times for years. And that's just a digital asset that you now have to just blast out communication to your people and keep them informed of what's going on in the city. So this is kind of what we do. That's two ways you can work with us. $2.99 a month. You get a social media expert assigned to your city and to work with your people on pulling in good content. Now, most cities, that's good enough. If you'd like a fully dedicated, obviously we would give you some discounts, and then all this money comes back to paying that digital artist, and the profit from there, because we charge a little more than it costs us, and we roll that profit into growing out the daily Parks and Rec show. So that's two ways. Video content creator, $99 a month, unlimited videos. $2.99 a month, social media manager. And we feel like this is the way that we can help Parks and Rec using the talent that we have in house that's currently working hard to build the daily Parks and Rec show. And that's how we're going to fund this. So it took us a while to come to that conclusion. Now we still have a third way. You see this guy right over my shoulder here. This is a sports arena light that you can put on any neighborhood park. You just take the old fixture down, put that whole fixture back up. This is a world-class light as far as workhorse, heavy duty. Actually, look, before I tell you that, the video content creators made a little video. We had a little competition for it about working with us. So let me go ahead and play that, and then I'll tell you all about the LED light real quick. Let's see. We'll use the one that Trixie made. It was really good. Hold on. Here we go.
Are you struggling to get the word out about your parks and recreation programs and events? You work hard to create activities that bring people together, but if no one knows about them, attendance stays low and engagement suffers. Traditional marketing methods aren't enough, and managing social media can be overwhelming. That's where we come in. Introducing the Daily Parks and Rec Show, your partner for professional promotional videos and social media management tailored for parks and recreation departments. With our help, you'll get high-quality content that connects with your community, increases participation, and builds lasting relationships. We'll showcase your events, highlight your parks, and make sure your message is seen and heard. By working with us, you'll amplify the impact of your programs and drive stronger community engagement. Let's work together to showcase the incredible work you're doing. Contact us today to get started.
All right, so that's an example of a promo video. Obviously, that's one promoting something that we do to fund the Daily Parks and Rec show. So if you'd like to work with one of our video content creators, please reach out to us. Most of you we're in communication with already on LinkedIn. You can also DM me on X, and we're communicating with a lot of people on Facebook. And that's mainly just to get people on the show to tell their story. But if you'd like to help fund the Daily Parks and Rec show, and you'd like to get a need filled that you're already needing to work with, managing your social media or creating content for your city, kind of knock out two birds with one stone. You get to change some buying habits, get some assistance with something you need, and help out a great show that's specifically here to tell the story of Parks and Recreation. All right, so the second way you can work with us, again, back to this LED light. Why LED lights, you might ask? This is what I used to do for 2 decades, a lighting engineer by trade, master electrician prior to that. Got into making explosion-proof lights for chemical plants, moved into street lights, and eventually landed on ball field lights. Now, this is not an entire system. This is if you've got poles and everything there already, and you've just got these old metal halide fixtures, and you just want a zero maintenance, 10-year warranty, 100,000-hour lifespan. If these fixtures ever give you any trouble, we just send you a brand new one because cities are all we do business with, and we don't want to lose our reputation within that. This is what I used to do. I kind of semi-retired from that, stepped away from that a little, threw my money into Bitcoin, which I love. If you're not into Bitcoin, you should get into it. I do a whole podcast at night just on that, as still a passion project of mine. And that's actually how I started this show. That's what I'm using to fund this show. So if that's something that's interesting to you, please look at my the Daily Bitcoin podcast. However, so I use that to launch this team to give back to this community that gave me so much. And one of the ways, obviously, I was thinking about funding it was just continuing to sell just the one that replaces the 1500 watt metal halide, which is the same sports arena light that's currently on every field. It's a direct replacement. You take one down, you put one up, pointed at the same area, and you never have to touch it again. Uh, they run about 850 a piece, so you can literally do a whole baseball field with 40 lights on it for like $35,000, which is substantially cheaper, and you're not compromising at all on the longevity and the durability and the sturdiness of this light. Puts out great light. It's nothing fancy. It's just a workhorse. You turn the power on, it comes on, brightens up your field. Now, we do partner with another company that can turn this thing off and on with a cell phone app. Super cheap, $1,000. You can get that connected to your baseball field, and you can turn these lights off and on from your bed, from the beach, from wherever you are. Because how many times have you ended up getting a phone call from a neighbor saying, the lights are on, it's 1 a.m., it's shining in my bedroom, and you got to send somebody out there on the weekend to go turn this thing off. So that is a way. Those are the 3 ways that you can kind of fund this channel. And I'd love to grow this up to 20 to 30 digital artists that are full-time, just going to events, going to state associations, going to the national conventions, going to big special events that cities are putting on, and just capturing these moments and creating excellent video and films and that just promote the industry. Again, being the voice of Parks and Recreation. So if you or some city just needs any of these 3 products or services, this is the way that we fund everything. So I wanted to just kind of tell you a little bit more about this, since Mondays usually I don't schedule a director to come on, even though now it's actually open to do that because we've got so many people wanting to come on the show. I want to just tell you all a little bit about how are we putting this on, how are we funding this, what are we doing. Those 3 products are kind of like our Girl Scout cookie, where we're just, I really don't want to get so much into some of this stuff. I really just want to fund the Daily Parks and Rec Show, and so this is how we're doing it. We've also been given some other creative ideas, and we've got a few people that would like to come on as a sponsor of the show, and these are just some of the vendors that work in the industry. So if you're a nationwide vendor and would like to speak to our audience of Park and Rec directors and professionals, please reach out to me, and we'd love to have you on as a guest. And then you can also help contribute to funding this media company for Parks and Recreation. All right, so we'll go ahead and close it out, and I will end it with the video that Chris made for LED lights. And I will see y'all in Texas. See y'all here tomorrow, 12 noon. Can't wait to interview live from Traps Convention, which is all week this week. Hope to see y'all there. Bye.
Good day, Parks and Rec fans. Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
Across the country, parks and recreation departments work hard to build thriving community spaces. But what if no one knows about them? Without the right promotion in this digital age, incredible parks, programs, and events go unnoticed. And that means missed opportunities for families, communities, and local businesses. That's where the Daily Parks and Recreation Show team comes in. We specialize in high-quality promotional videos tailored to promote your local park and recreation areas. Expert social media management to boost online presence and engagements, and tailored marketing strategies for promoting events designed specifically for parks and rec departments. We don't just create videos, we tell stories. Stories that inspire, engage, and bring communities together. By working with us, your department doesn't just get professional social media marketing support. You become part of a bigger movement, showcasing the vital role of Parks and Rec across the nation.
Perseverance is critical to improving. It's just don't quit, don't give up, keep pushing. Especially in these park systems, park directors are constantly bombarded with things that they need to overcome and achieve with limited resources, limited staff. And perseverance is definitely in the job description of anyone in Parks and Rec. So like Julie Andrew said, perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding the 20th.
Boost your visibility, engage your community, amplify your impact. Let's make Parks and Rec the heartbeat of every city. Message us today and let's start telling your story.
All right, so that was Chris's video he made for, again, the social media one. If you'd like to work with us there. And then our outro is the one for the LED lights. So again, see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place.
When you invest in our high-performance LED sports arena lights, you're not just upgrading your facilities, you're helping us illuminate the untold stories of parks and recreation communities. Every purchase directly supports the Daily Parks and Rec Show, a media platform on a mission to celebrate the heart and soul of our local parks and programs. From after-school activities to summer leagues, these spaces shape lives, and their stories deserve to be told. Why your support matters. Capturing community impact. Your contribution helps us assemble a talented team of digital artists, storytellers, and filmmakers to create compelling videos, articles, and short films that spotlight how Parks and Rec programs change lives. Sharing untold stories. From a child's first home run to lifelong friendships forged on the court, we'll document these priceless moments and share them with the world. Inspiring the next generation. By highlighting the joy, inclusivity, and opportunities found in our parks, we foster a deeper appreciation for these vital community spaces. Light up arenas, brighten futures. Your choice to install LED sports arena lights isn't just a smart investment in energy efficiency and performance, it's an investment in stories that deserve to be told. Be part of the story. Take action today. Purchase LED sports arena lights and help us shine a spotlight on the heartwarming stories that define our parks and communities. Contact us now to learn more about our products and how your support fuels the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Together, we'll shine a light on the moments that matter most.